choose to look the other way, but you can never again say you did not know. Those were the words of William Wilberforce in Parliament 200 years ago. And here we are in Freedom Street. And freedom comes with responsibility. And that's what we have. The responsibility of being in freedom and knowing something. And I hope, therefore, asking the question, what are we going to do about it? And that is the excitement of this campaign, Ask the Question. Now, I don't know how many of you are lawyers. Those of us that are got really excited about the Modern Slavery Act because it's a new piece of law and lawyers love law. But this bit of law is truly amazing. Not only does it do all kinds of things to empower victims of modern slavery in the UK and around the world, but in particular, it requires companies to report what they are doing to identify and eliminate slavery in their supply chain. It is now a legal obligation on businesses in the UK with a turnover over 36 million to report in their annual report. But it's a clever piece of legislation because if they do nothing, there's no punishment. You might say, why? That looks like a weak piece of legislation. It's really because if there were punishment, the government would never have passed it in the first place. So where does the pressure come? Where does the pressure come from a company who says, we're not doing anything, or we found some slavery, or we're not sure? The answer is it comes from you, because you can ask them a question. You can look at anything that you own or aspire to and ask the question. So for example, my watch. Who made it? Were slaves involved in its manufacture? What I can do is take a picture of my watch. I can tag the company who made it. I can then hashtag ask the question and stick it on social media. And you can be sure that the company who made my watch social media because they are very concerned what's being said about them in the public sphere. And so in a moment, I'm going to ask the Bishop to hit the tweet button on my phone, and I've set up a tweet with a picture of my watch and the name of the company and hashtag ask the question. And although he did graciously and humbly confess to being a technological Luddite, he can press a tweet button. And that is what I'm going to ask him to do in a moment. But I want to encourage you to engage in this campaign. It is a generous, open-hearted campaign. We're not here to vilify companies. We're here to encourage them. We're not here to stamp on them. We want to walk with them on a journey from where they are now to a place where there is no slavery in their supply chain. And you can play a part in that. You can make a difference. One tweet, just as we heard from Beth, one person seeing something can lead to the freedom of many. One tweet to a company could cause them to change their entire procurement policy and eliminate thousands of slaves from their supply chain. That's the power that you have in your hand if you have a smartphone and you use Twitter. Does anyone here have a Twitter account? Yeah. Wonderful. I'm going to get you to do that in a moment, but may I just begin? Right, I can put in my password. I don't look like a Luddite myself. And I'm going to ask the Bishop to press the blue button. Just touch the button where it says tweet, right there. Right. Just where my thumb is there.
Is this his first tweet? Oh.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, the campaign has begun.
Yes.
And may I ask you, before you leave Freedom Street, can you take a picture of your shoes, your handbag, your watch, or perhaps as you walk home and you look in a shop window at something you really like, take a picture of it and ask the question. What the Modern Slavery Garden is doing is taking to a whole new demographic these questions of slavery that perhaps have been consigned to those who study history or who study law. But it's a much bigger issue than that, and I'm so delighted that you're all here and delighted that you're engaging in a thoroughly wonderful campaign that could end freedom in this generation. Thank you.